Public safety at risk. Right now, a confidential internal investigation by our State Department of Corrections is raising that concern after a deep dive into how it's running our state parole offices.
Just a few months ago, the Colorado Department of Corrections reported nearly 10,000 convicted felons are out on parole. More than 1,000 of them are no longer meeting their requirements for parole.
Now, the internal investigation is highlighting failures by the state to protect its parole officers and the community from those felons. Your investigator, Karen Morfitt, is joining us live in studio tonight. And Karen, you have been digging into the Department of Corrections operations for several months.
Yeah, and this report comes to us through our sources. It follows a big push by the state for more reform, more rehabilitation in our prison systems. And the investigation it was done by an investigator with the Department of Corrections and details some of the fallout from policies they put in place. The report says that the DOC has created an identity crisis that could actually endanger public safety.
The high-profile death of a parole officer in Colorado Springs nearly 1 year ago was met with the all-too-familiar flashing red and blue lights of a law enforcement procession, followed by sympathetic words from the head of Colorado's Department of Corrections, Andre Stansel.
The mission of the Department of Corrections is to build a safer Colorado, and Christine was doing just that when she lost her life.
Following that incident, an internal investigation was done that found the department may be failing in that mission, threatening the safety of both community members and community parole officers, or CPOs. They are state-certified law enforcement contacting convicted felons every single day. While trying to help find resources and support to successfully integrate those offenders back into society, they're also tasked with tracking those parolees down when they reoffend, don't report, or fail to meet release requirements. The DOC investigator found when doing those jobs, they don't have the necessary equipment to identify themselves. Their vehicles are unmarked sedans without emergency lights, and changes to DOC regulations required they remove the word police from uniforms and protective vests. He says that opens the door for offenders who assault or even kill an officer to claim self-defense. The investigation also found CPOs are not mandated or offered training for those high-risk contacts. And at the center of the report is concern over a department directive that came last spring, saying that community parole officers would not file charges against any parolee except in cases of unauthorized absence or when the parolee was in possession of a firearm. According to the investigation, that DOC policy was signed by the head of Colorado's Department of Corrections and goes on to say that if a parolee is believed to have committed a new crime, they should notify their supervisor, who in turn will notify a local law enforcement agency, but they are not to arrest. The investigator notes it is in direct conflict with Colorado law, and that the contradictory language contributes to the perception by CPOs that they are caught in what has been described as a, quote, identity crisis. Officers may be hesitant to act or may not act at all in cases where public or officer safety may be jeopardized.
Now, in his summary, the investigator says those policies pass responsibility to other agencies and were created without consulting with those agencies first. And those agencies can't always help. DOC declined to interview with us, but says in part they continuously review policies and procedures to ensure the safety and security of both our officers and the community.
Karen, quick question for you. During your investigation, did you find that parole officers have inquired about this before, that they've shared their concerns before?
Yeah, we did speak to a number of parole officers, many of them telling us that they have brought this up before, but they fear retaliation, which is also validated by this report. One director who was interviewed said he told employees there could be unintended consequences to them meeting with the head of the department about their concerns. But now looking back, he says he may have delivered that message poorly. Michael and Karen, there is a lot more to come on this.
Yeah, a lot to unpack tonight, and we know you'll have more reporting on this in the future. Thank you, Karen.
Absolutely.